The Borrow Smart segment today being brought to you by the National Institute of Financial Education. I love going out there and just talking about financial education because unfortunately it's not being discussed many places anymore. The schools don't teach it anymore, although we are looking at doing some things with one of the schools locally on some STEM projects, starting to teach science and English and mathematics and the things that are really important in our world. But And I should mention also, if you've got a business, 25 or more people, if you work for it or run it, we'll come in and do lunch and learns, absolutely no cost to the company on doing some of these, some of the different types of financial education that's out there. I had a quiz I just did, or a raffle or trivia question, I don't know what you want to call it, at one of the professional groups I was at last week. And I threw out there, how long does it take to pay off half of a 30-year loan? How long does it take to pay off half a 30-year loan, 30-year amortizing loan? And, you know, we put in the criteria as a $900,000 property, $720,000 loan, which means half of the loan is $360,000. How long does it take to pay off half of it? Well, it's about 20 and a half years to pay off half of a 30-year loan. People don't understand how the amortization tables work. Nerds like me understand that, but you may want to know what happens if you paid an extra, half a payment every month. What happens if you pay just $200 extra a month? How much sooner could you have your property paid off if you want to? Subject today I'm going to get into Grant Cardone. Now, if you don't know Grant Cardone, he's a massive influencer on social media, makes millions and millions of dollars a year. I don't know, flies around the country in his own private jet, has houses all over, self-made millionaire, might even be up on the billion list now. And he comes out they report on CNBC. This is done August 11th, CNBC, August 11th, 2022, that he says, don't buy a home unless you can afford to waste money. Really? And he buys hundreds and hundreds. He's got, I think, 1,000 different organizations where he has all these different rentals. And the comment was, I love investing in real estate. It's a major reason why I was able to become self-made millionaire, but I've learned that buying a single-family home to live in isn't always a great investment. He realized in 2003 when I was a newlywed with a newborn and bought my dream home in Los Angeles, but as time went by, I wasn't seeing a return on the money or time I put into my house. So I sold it and used the equity to purchase a few rental properties. Then my family became renters again. I wonder what the rent cost him. Don't get me wrong, I still support home ownership. Today I own 3 homes, 2 of which I rent out, and the third is my primary residence. But at the end of the day, for many people, owning a home takes money out of their pockets. Here's why I believe buying a house is not a wise investment, especially right now with rising inflation and high home prices. Number 1, he says, cost eats up profits. And I'm just going to use the exact numbers he has. I'll throw in some commentary here. But he says, you bought a home for $100,000, put $5,000 down payment. 10 years later, you sell the home for $200,000. That's pretty low return right there when you think about it, especially if you're talking about Southern California. I look up and I tell you about the real estate report card just for Orange County, California. Orange County, California. Let me get the number in here. I'll put it up real quick. If my screen will work real quick. I'm going to tell you real quick what the appreciation is in Orange County, California right now, or what's more important, over the last 63 years, 5.39%. Over the last 10 years, which is what he was using, 6.72%. So, Mike, when you put in the compounding, his numbers might be just a little bit light. 10 years interest, 6% each year, $60,000. 10 years of property taxes, we pay less than 2% a year, but he says $20,000. Real estate fees of 6%. Total cost before maintenance, $86,000. So you made $14,000 over that 10 years, 1.4% per year. A good general rule to keep in mind is that you'll spend about 1% of your home's purchase price on maintenance. Okay. Tip, don't buy a house expecting to make a profit. Instead, only buy when you have enough income, whether it's passive or active, to fund the cost of mortgage, property taxes, and upkeep. Okay, I got it, Mr. Cardone, but you missed one thing. If it's not a good idea to do that to make nothing or make $14,000, you forgot the idea that some of us, not everybody, but some of us want to have a roof over our head. And if we want to have a roof over our head, we either have to pay a mortgage or we have to pay rent. So if I can get my rent covered or my cost of the roof over my head covered and still make a profit without having to come out of pocket with money, well, I just shared with you a couple neighborhoods that are $5,000 a month. I think in Anaheim, we're looking at right around $3,000. Orange County, I think a 2-bedroom in Orange County, according to the Apartment Owners Association, is about $2,900 a month. So let's see, that would work out to about $36,000 a year, 10 years. That's $360,000 that I didn't have to come out of pocket with. You forgot that part, Mr. Cardone. Number 2, no cash flow makes you dependent on the market. True real estate investment provides you with monthly passive income or cash flow after all the mortgage payments, property taxes, maintenance. I get it. When your home doesn't provide monthly cash flow, well, if it's paying the mortgage and a roof over your head, there are some people that like to live out on the streets. I'm not one of them. Number 3, limited tax benefits compared to commercial real estate. We're going back to the same thing again. Yeah, you can have commercial real estate and there are more benefits on the tax side. But again, I still have to have a place to live, a place to put my family. So when is it a good time to buy a home according to him? When you can waste money. Just figure that out. You gotta read and understand where you get your advice matters. That's all I'm going to say is where you get your advice matters. CNBC sharing the information from Grant Cardone. Tell me where I'm missing it. Put the comments right there. You've got the opportunity to put comments right there for us. If I missed something, because Cardone says you're going to break even, maybe make a little bit of money, but you got to have a roof over your head, or you should. That's the Borrow Smart segment brought to you by the National Institute on Financial Education.